Criar marcas com inteligência artificial. Desafio pela mão de Alvaro Meléndez.
So yeah, I'm sorry. It looks like the break was canceled, but you guys didn't know. So I'm sorry. If you want to go out and come back, I will be here, but almost ready. So if you're still interested in learning a little bit about what I have to share, I welcome you to stay. Otherwise, I understand you need to use the bathroom. All right. Well, hello everyone. My name is Alvaro Meléndez. I am going to talk about artificial intelligence for brand building today. And since you already stood up, I wanted to do this exercise, but you should be good now. Who here knows how to code? Code, like code. One. Who here knows how to write? Okay, we have people that don't know how to write. Or, I don't know what, right? So the good thing is, if you know how to write Portuguese or English or Spanish or whatever language it is that you know how to write, you can actually code. So my friend, you're not alone anymore. So everyone knows how to code now. The thing is, the new code language is natural language, right? So that's why I think this is so important to learn. Who here has, and this is going to be, the whole presentation is going to be me asking questions. Who here has used ChatGPT? Okay. Who here is paying for ChatGPT? Paying, yeah, not the free version. Okay, way less, right? There's a big difference between the free ChatGPT and the paid ChatGPT. Just for the ones that are not paying yet, I don't work for OpenAI, so I'm not promoting it, but some of the exercises that we will discuss today are not available for the free version, right? Who is using Gemini? Google Gemini. Not anymore. Poor Google. Who's using Copilot? Okay. And Claude? Who's using Claude? Like 2, 3? All right, we're going to have a lot of fun because I'm going to show you a lot of new stuff then. All right, so let's talk a little bit about marketing, and specifically marketing for the tourism industry. So when I go and talk about AI, I often hear people saying that they don't want to use AI in marketing because they don't want to make marketing less human, right? Now, who here works in marketing? Nobody? Not many, a few. Okay, so you're not going to be offended then, because marketing thinks, most marketing people think, marketing is a human process, very human-based, right? Like what we just saw about human storytelling and connecting, and the ethos, the logos, and the pathos, and all of that is human. Yes, but who is making the decisions about what works in marketing and what not? And here is a very simple graph to illustrate some of the marketing metrics that are out there. Who's making the decision on what works and what not? Is it humans? No, it's algorithms, right? So you're a brand, you put something on Facebook, Facebook is telling you if that works or if it doesn't. Same goes for TikTok, same goes for Instagram, for LinkedIn, for Google, whatever you're using, the algorithms are dominating marketing decisions. So basically, the 3 people in marketing that raise their hands are optimizing content for algorithms, not for people, right? So we're marketing to bots, basically. Now, what if AI is able to make us more human instead of more robotic or algorithm driven. So to do this, I want to talk about what marketing is really. So there is this study by the University of Kansas, and they were basically trying to understand how one person that meets a new person that they have never met, how they become best friends. What is it that you need to become best friends with someone that you have never met? Guesses. It's pretty, I can hear you if you speak. Tiempo. Common interest? What else? Trust? Luck. Yes. What else? Human? Yep. Most of the time. Yes, a little bit of all. The one thing that, if you meet another human being, will turn you into best friends is time. And exactly 200 hours. So you need, as a human being, 200 hours of meaningful connection with another human being to become best friends. Most of our best friends, I don't know how it is in Portugal, but in the places where I have lived, most of the best friends you make when you are in school or in the university. When you're older and you go into the workforce, you don't make new, like, best friends most of the time. Is it similar here? Yeah? Why? Because you don't have as much time to spend with new people. So reaching 200 hours can take up to 5 years of meaningful interaction. So you guys are sitting here, but you're not spending meaningful time with your colleagues on your sites. So this doesn't count towards your 200 hours. The people that went out and are chatting outside and drinking coffee, they are making time with those people. So if we use AI and we are able to shift the marketing model from transactional to an emotional brand building experience, then we will become more human. And the reason for that is because, same thing as we become friends with a person, we become friends with a brand, right? So probably every one of you has a brand that they have an emotional relationship to, because whatever reason, right? Most of the time, it's not rational. It's an emotional connection. So what is marketing really? Marketing is the art of creating relationships between a brand, that is something that doesn't exist, it's a story, and people that are very real, like you. So marketers are architects of those relationships. And everything that they're trying to do is to create expressions of a brand that are able to capture time of people that they are willing to give willingly with that time, right? A little anecdote. So I was walking Cascais yesterday. This is, I want to say my first time here, with my wife and my 2-year-old boy, and we see the store in the streets of Cascais, where it's very bright, a lot of lights, it's orange, it looks like a circus, it looks amazing, and we go in there, boom, immediately. Sardines of Portugal. It looks like a circus, the walls are beautiful, the design are beautiful. We stay 1 hour there. I don't like sardines, my wife doesn't like sardines. My kid doesn't know what sardines are, and he doesn't eat anything, so we were not there for the product. We were there because the brand was amazing. We bought a lot of sardines for my dad, my mom, my brother, for everyone, because we thought this is an amazing gift. We haven't seen something like this nowhere else. So I did 1 hour with Sardines of Portugal. We still have 199 to go. So I hope I can come back here, or maybe I visit them in Lisbon. But what I want to tell you is they were able to capture my time I loved it. I took pictures through an experience, right? Okay, but you're here not to talk about marketing, but about AI. So what is AI? You should know because we had a Microsoft presentation here and he explained it really well. So what is AI? What does AI stand for? Bueno, okay. So what is it? Huh? Algorithms. What else? What is AI? What do you keep hearing? What is AI?
It's a replica of human thoughts and behavior.
Okay, yeah, you're going deep, man. You're going sophisticated. What people say, it's a tool, right? People keep saying AI is a tool that will help me do this and that. So AI is not a tool. You have to erase that from your mind. AI is not a tool. AI is much more similar to a new species, right? To what our friend here is saying. It's a different way of thinking. It is not, we try to make it think like a human being, but it doesn't think like a human being. It thinks differently. Nobody really knows how it thinks. Nobody really knows how it works. But it is a type of intelligence, right? So when you hear people describe AI and you hear the people that are creating AI, they talk about a digital species, maybe like an alien, you know, something like that, but it's not a tool. It is present in many tools, though, right? So like we are no tools, but we use tools and we create tools. Same thing with AI. Now, if you think AI is a tool and you limit your thinking to that, you will fall in a trap like the Chevron guy did. He bought, because it's a big company, so they bought 20,000 Copilot licenses. It's $7 million, just licenses. And they said, hey, everyone, here's Copilot, go be better, go do amazing work. What happened? Not much. Most people didn't use it. Some people used it to summarize emails. Does that make you much smarter? Not really. It maybe saves you a couple minutes a day, but you're not going to do something amazing with that time. You're maybe going to drink more coffee. So they're thinking, maybe we need to remove the licenses because this didn't work. Now, is it an AI problem? No. It's a mindset problem. They're thinking it is a tool. If you forget that and think much more like, okay, what is AI? I like to think it is as a young Einstein, right? So this is a young Einstein, but even when he was young, I think he was 27 when this picture was taken, he was already doing the first part of the theory of relativity. So he was a smart man, even when he was young, different from most of us. So if you think AI is more like an Einstein, and then you think, and I tell you, would you hire for your companies an Einstein for, let's say, $25 a month? Would you say yes or no? Or you would have to think about it. Let me think about it. $20 a month for Einstein? I'm not sure. Right? So most people, after thinking it, would say yes. It's probably a good idea. Now, if you hire Einstein, will you tell him, you know what, I want you to summarize my emails? Or, you know what, I want you to give me ideas to reply to this email? Probably not. You will be using Einstein for something else, like, hey, how could I innovate in my industry? I want to reinvent my business. I want you to help me find other ways to plan my finances. Things like that. You would be asking Einstein. So AI can do that. And proof of that is a company that generates $4 million of revenue per employee. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. What company is this? Huh? No. NVIDIA. It's NVIDIA. NVIDIA generates $4 million per employee. Why? Because they use AI not as a replacement for humans, but as a co-worker. So they call it co-intelligence. So you are a human, you are an AI, hello AI, we're working together. Hello AI, because I can work with many different AIs. So we now have this AI-infused teams. And the reason for that being so important is because suddenly, again, you can democratize intelligence and you can scale it. Because the difference between AI and Einstein is, if you hire Einstein, there's only one Einstein. And he only has like 24 hours a day. So it's very limited. But if you hire AI, it can work as many hours if you want, and you can replicate it as much as you want. So now we're facing this new world where this is possible. So because I like AI, and because I knew that I was coming here because Nest and Roberto and Boost invited me to be here, I thought, you know what, I should research the travel and tourism industry in Portugal because I'm no expert in that area, so let's do it. So how would I do it? Of course, I would use AI, no? So this is Gemini. So it knows my name, which is, oh no. Joao, I pressed the black screen. You told me I shouldn't press it. I pressed it. I'm sorry, man. All right. So I asked the AI, please do deep research on the current challenges of brand building in Portugal, tourism, and compare it to the rest of the world. So this is Gemini with deep research. It's going to give me this outline. It's telling me, this is my research plan. I want to find insights about this. I want to find insights about that. I want to find insights about this. And then I tell it, that's good. Start doing it. So it goes and researches, I think it was 28 websites, right? It's reading everything it finds. And now it is going to create a report for me that I can read, right? Because I hate this interface. I can say, you know what, open it in a doc so I can read it in a better way, and then I can edit it and I can work on it. So I go and do that. I just want to show you that this is pretty long. It's like 6 pages of a report. So it has a lot of valuable information, and it has pretty strong and interesting points. So now I have it in a doc, right? And now I can start editing and playing with it and complementing it and changing it and doing everything that's needed. But it talks about the stuff that you have discussed today, like over-tourism, experiences, relationship management, chatbots, all of that. And the good thing is that it cites the work. Now, because it's long, I'm going to go into Notebook LM, which is another free tool that you can use. I'm going to upload that file that I just showed you. And Notebook LM is going to create like a little brain with that information. And now I can start chatting with that information. So what are the main 3 challenges in the Portuguese marketing industry? And it's telling me overcrowding, integrating user-generated content, navigating economic and geopolitical uncertainties. And then it's giving me all the sites and all the things that I need to know, that it's not lying to me, because you know AI lies, right? All the time. Okay, so this is how I would do research, right? And I did it like in 5 minutes. But because I have a little more time, I could do more research on different areas and come up with a very interesting perspective on what the reality looks like. So what does the AI future look like for brands? This is Sam Altman. This is the founder of OpenAI, and OpenAI are the creators of ChatGPT. So he said AI will handle 95% of what marketers use agencies, strategists, marketings, and creative professionals for today, right? So this means a lot of people are gonna be replaced with AI, because AI will be able to do this for free, right? So we're in front of a big challenge, but I also want to say this is the biggest opportunity of our lives. For all of us here. You are here because you want to learn about this. If you want to learn about this, this is the biggest opportunity of our lives, because we are reinventing the world in weeks. And we are a part of that. That is very important to keep in mind. So why is he saying that? Because OpenAI has thought of, okay, we have ChatGPT 01, 03, right? Manuel before he showed how intelligent they are. But that's just today, and they're just like 1 year old. What do you think is going to happen in 1 year? A lot. So Sam Altman is saying right now we're at like level 1 or level 2, where you have like chatbots that can speak any language with you. We're going to have reasoners, which is 01, right? Manuel showed it, a model that thinks and asks itself questions before responding to you, so it thinks slow. Then we're going to go level 3, where we have agents that actually do things. So I planned my trip to Portugal using ChatGPT, but I had to go book the stuff myself. In the near future, I will just tell it, and it will go buy my airline ticket, it will go book my hotel, it will book the restaurant, everything, right? So that's level 3. Level 4 is innovators. So AI that can come up with ideas that we have never come up with. That means cure to cancer, how do we get to Mars, how do we face climate change, all the big questions. And level 5 is where people get really, really afraid, is you get organizations. Thousands of AIs working together as a company, as a country, right? So that's why people get afraid, and we have to be afraid, but we also, like I decide to focus on the positive things in life and here specifically. Now, reality for most people looks more like this. And we're like, living through the 5 stages of grief. Most people are like, AI can't do what I do. This is just a passing trend, right? Like I tried writing an email in ChatGPT and it wasn't good, so AI is dumb. That's stage 1. Stage 2 is, why do I have to learn this, right? I don't like it, why do I have to learn this? 3 is, okay, maybe it's good, I'm gonna do the same thing that I've always done, but with AI. Stage 4, depression. What's the point? We're all gonna be replaced, I'm gonna go cry, right? And then 5, and I hope all of you go to 5 as quickly as possible. AI is here to stay. How can I leverage it to grow? And how can I influence my world using it in the ways that I think are good? All right, so this is an opportunity for you. Nobody knows how the world is going to look. Nobody. We are actively creating it together. All right. In terms of brand, because I'm here to talk about AI, but also brand, right? The brand of the future could operate 90% more efficient than a typical brand today. And you will say, no, that's too high, 90%. But I will show you how it could work. So, when you're planning anything, but let's say you're planning an experience or a new service, or you're planning a campaign or a social media post or an email or a blog post, you go through a creative process. So you will have an input, right? The research you did, an idea that you have. Then you go through a creation process, and then you have an output. That output can be a video, a text, a song, it can be many things. AI can play a role in any of these steps, but it's not the same. So, let's say you want to become a super intelligent brand, that's one option, or you want to become an automated brand. It's maybe not as intelligent, but it's very fast, so it moves really quickly, right? It's not good or bad, it's just different. So, this is a decision that you have to make, each one of you. Once you make it, this will define where your focus on AI investment will be. If you want to be super intelligent, you're going to focus on the input and the creation. If you want to be very automated, you're going to focus on the output and the creation. So let me show you how an automated brand could look like. And for this, inspired by Sardines of Portugal. No, I had picked up the music before that, sadly, I have to say. Anyway, the music is good. It's AI created, of course. This is what we're going to look at. How would I automatize the strategy and the idea writing? So I would have to come up with a couple of AI colleagues, and I'm going to go through this a little quicker. So I have someone that helps me develop a brief, right? So put my needs to paper, because that's important. Then I will have someone that will help me create a strategy or multiple strategies. Then I will have someone that is creative, that takes the brief, takes the strategy, and comes up with a creative concept. Very smart, very creative. And then I need someone that turns that creative concept into 30 Instagram posts, 200 blogs, everything that needs to happen after the idea. Then I'm gonna ask someone, like another AI, to help me create images, the prompts for those images. And lastly, I'm gonna have someone, an AI, that will look at the campaign and will tell me how successful it's gonna be. So this is how it will work. And I'm gonna show you how to do it because you can do it yourself. So we go into ChatGPT. Manuel already told us how to create the agents. It's what it's called in Copilot. In ChatGPT, it's called Custom GPT. So you would go into here, explore GPTs, and then you will go there and say, create one. So I want to start showing you how to create the brief development GPT. It's very easy. This will be a brief creation GPT that specializes in helping advertising teams elaborate, inspiring, and come up with inspiring briefs. That's it, right? So it knows what it should do, and then you can give it more instructions. Because we don't have so much time, I created them for you, and I'm going to show you how they work. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call my brief development GPT, and I'm going to give it a brief that I wrote about Alvin ice cream, and this is an ice cream that has like traditional Colombian flavors, and it should play into the Colombian culture because we're talking about tourism, so I want it to be very intricate with the reality of the Colombian people. So it goes in there and writes a brief. Now, with the add sign, I call my other GPT, which is the strategy person. Strategy simulation, read that brief, please, and write a strategy, right? So now it's gonna do it, and it's gonna write the strategy. So you're getting the point, right? I'm calling different colleagues, and they are doing what they specialize in, but they read everything that has happened before. So it's like being in the same room. Now I'm gonna call the AI Muse, and I'm gonna tell it, come up with a good idea, creative idea, to explode this Alvin ice cream idea. So it says golden bliss, and then it's gonna give me the idea, a description of the concept, how it aligns with the ideas, a couple of proof of points, the digital engagement, partnerships. It also scores it, like, is it gonna be good? Yeah, more or less, okay. It explains why the concept works. So we have a concept now, and now I'm gonna call the other creative to create a 30 days of content for Instagram, following this idea, right? So it already starts creating the table, day one. This is the caption, this is what the image should convey, this is the hashtag, boom, 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 boom. So it's doing that. Now, who has used Midjourney? I didn't ask that. Nobody, 3 or few. Okay, Midjourney is a little difficult to prompt, so I have my own Midjourney image prompt generator, so it's gonna read the image descriptions that this one generated and turn them into prompts for Midjourney, right? Because I'm not great at prompting Midjourney. So I'm gonna copy this, right, like I said I'm doing there, go to Midjourney, there you have create, I will paste in what the other AI just did, and it will create the image for me. The image that I'm asking for is this person in a yoga pose with the ice cream. So this one I don't like, this one I don't like, this one I don't like, but maybe the fourth one, yeah, that looks, it's okay. And you can do more iterations, of course. So now we have that, we have the images. Last thing we do is the campaign success. So is this gonna work or not? So now the AI is gonna tell me the market fit, yeah, you have high probabilities that it work. Will it work with the competitors? More or less. So it gives you percentages, right? Nothing is perfect, of course not, but it is a very good starting point. Now, I talked a lot, but we have a campaign now. How long did it take? I don't know, like 4 or 5 minutes. That's too long. That's too long, and I had to do too many steps. So we're going to use another AI to automate this. This guy is called Make. So what we're going to do here is all of these colleagues, I had to go and give them instructions individually. Very tedious. I don't want to do that. So I need like a orchestra director, where I'm going to tell them, you do this, you do that, you do that, you do that, you do that. So this is the scenario here. I'm going to put in my information in a Google Sheet, or you could use Excel or whatever you use. Then I'm going to have my custom GPTs. You remember them, the brief, the strategy, all the guys, they're all there. And then they're going to write it down in the same Google Sheet, just for convenience, right? Now, I'm going to do it live. So brand name, Alvin Ice Cream. And now I'm going to copy and paste the brief into this Excel sheet or Google Sheet. No? Now I go back to Make and click here, run once. And this is real time. This is how long it takes to run. So now it's going to read the information from that file. It's going to give it to the brief development GPT, to the strategy, to all of the guys. What I just did manually, but I'm not doing anything, right? I'm here talking to you guys while that one is working. So you see how long it takes. Each one of the modules takes a couple of seconds. You can create as many modules as you want. You can be as creative as you want with it, so that it is crafted to specifically your brand or your industry or your person. And then at the end, it's going to write it into the same Google Sheet. Okay? I could ask it to send it over email or something else, but for me, I write it in the Google Sheet. Now let's go and look at it in the Google Sheet, and oh my God, this is hideous. I hate it. So much text, nobody wants to read this. So, but the information is there. So now we go into like a AI presentation creation, like typeset. So typeset, you can go check it out. And then I paste all the information from that Google Sheet, and now I have like a better way to show you like my campaign. So the concept is Flavor Frontiers, the Alvin Expedition, with the images created by Midjourney. Now it's gonna explain the central idea. It's gonna explain why we think this is good. Excuse me. And it's gonna show me the objectives, another image generated by Midjourney. It's gonna start showing me ideas like this AR tour, where we tour Colombia and show where the ingredients for this ice cream come from. And it starts showing me the content calendar, because this is gonna be mainly social. So I have also, this image is also generated with Midjourney. And then it starts showing me the calendar. So day 1, this is the title, this is the caption, these are the hashtags, and this is the image description that we paste into Midjourney and get this, right? And like this, we have day 2, day 3, day 4, day 30, everything that you need. And it did it all automatically. Now, where's the value in that? Of course, in the ways that you explain it what you want to do, right? So remember, let's say it's an Einstein, but Einstein doesn't know about marketing, so we have to explain to him, hey, I want you to do this and do that and do this. And this is the way I do it. Okay? So that is an automated brand. You can build up something like that in a couple hours, and you can have a content machine going in a couple minutes, and this is accessible to anyone in the world. And I think that's the biggest difference to other technologies. You in Portugal have access to exact same ChatGPT that they have in Silicon Valley or anywhere else in the world. It's the same model. So we have an unprecedented opportunity to have access to the best that is available to the world right now. So for the super intelligent brand, and this we're going to do a little quicker, I'm going to use a different tool called Ink Lantern. And for this, I want to be smart. So I want to make different decisions, right? So Ink Lantern, try it now, and then you get the dashboard. Here, you're going to see the most valuable brands in the world. So like Netflix and Tesla and McDonald's and all the important brands. And it will show you their brand love, how it is every day. And then it will stack them as a ranking, so you can see Netflix is the biggest in brand love over Disney and Louis Vuitton, and then someone like Amazon or Microsoft is a little further down. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, how are they doing in those sense? What about the content that they're generating? How much content are they generating? How much engagement are they generating with each content? How efficient are they being? What about social platforms? Are they using more TikTok, more Instagram? So this until TikTok gets banned probably on Monday. So this is going to change. And then Disney, these are the most engaging posts in the data set. So the number one is this one by Disney, the Moana trailer. So you can learn from what other brands are doing. Now, this is general information, but what if we go into the brand pillars and then we understand, like, I'm going to do the example here with Burger King and McDonald's, which are very similar products. The burgers, everything they do is very similar. How do they compare as a brand? So Burger King, much more creative, as you can see, not very strong in purpose. But then if you look at McDonald's, much stronger in innovation and inspiration. So very similar products, very different brands. What is working in terms of their visual imagery, what language. So this gives you a lot of information of what's working for the best brands in the world. And if you know that, you take that into your content and you have a better content, right? That's the whole idea here. So this is an example of a brand in tourism, like the Museum of Modern Art in Puerto Rico. Most of you probably have never heard of it, but doing this type of intelligence, they increase 240% their average engagement per post with no investment in media, and have a brand love that is second just to the Met in New York. So this is a brand that has taken the digital experience and boosted it like to the top just through AI intelligence. They're not generating more content, they're just generating better, more relevant content. So all in all, this is the circus, right? These are the clowns that you can call to your own show and have them perform fantastic, funny stuff. And now, before I go, I wanted to show you one last example. What about video? Because video is becoming more important. So Sora recently launched in the US. I think in Portugal it's not available yet. Might not. No. Okay. So if I want to do video, I would go into Sora or some of the other models that are available in Portugal. In this case, I'm giving it drone footage from sunset in Lisbon. So it's generating a couple of videos. Now I can start playing around with it, and I want to see a couple drinking some wine. I want to see some food. So I start giving it prompts to create videos, And those videos I can start selecting. But in this we're gonna go fast because Manuel spoiled me and already showed you Suno. Who's using Suno? No? So Suno is a music generator. So I told it to create some traditional Portuguese fado, and it's gonna create them here, and you're gonna hear it. I thought it was good, but I'm no fado expert. So you will tell me if it's good. Right, so that is one. And then we have a second one. And the only prompt that I gave it was traditional Portuguese fado music. And then I can put it all together in something like this, where you take the music, you take the AI generated video of a city, of the food, of the people, and then the better you get at it, the better your content, of course, will be. So this is not a good video because it doesn't have an idea. It doesn't have a story. But I just want you to I want to show you anyone can do something like this with a good idea. It's going to be so much better. So my last tip, if you're interested in doing this, my suggestion to you is learn about AI, which you kind of already did because you were in this talk and you were in the other talks about AI today. So you did a first glance. Start identifying use cases. So how does that apply to my own company, to my own brand? And we're going to have 2 workshops today where we're going to be discussing that. Then you turn it into a roadmap. I'm going to do this first, then this, then this, then this. Don't try to do everything at once. It's not going to work. And do only the things that you can execute in 60 days. If you cannot execute in 60 days, don't do it, because chances are there's going to be a new AI that does that. So don't try to fix something. Focus on the things that you can do now. 60 days max. Last thing, you start implementing stuff of your own, like we saw in the examples today. Some companies are already using their own data and all like this. Before I get the boost, thank you, everyone. If you want to keep the conversation going, you can find me on LinkedIn. Otherwise, see you in the workshop in a minute. And thank you for your attention, for staying here, sacrificing your coffee for me. Thank you.